So hello, welcome to episode 4 of Timberborn. You might notice there's a disturbing lack of activity happening right now, and that's not because the game's paused. If you look up here, that says 0. You know what that means? It means all the beavers are dead. And that happened at the end of episode 3, and I didn't notice. So, starting off episode 4 quite strong. Take a good look at this, because this is the last time you're ever going to see this. We gotta start over. But we learned a little bit of stuff, so we'll go ahead and just do it again. So yeah, we obviously have made some terrible mistakes here. Start with folktales, start with this, just like so, normal again, and we'll start over. But it's, you know, it's just the way things go sometimes. And I don't hide things from you guys. I do minimal edits on videos, and if I make a mistake, I own it. So that's what we're going to do. Just start over fresh. So what ended up happening is we ran out of water during the drought, and at the beginning of the cycle that started after the drought, we did not have enough adult beavers that were able to work to actually get anything done. So we have the exact same map, starting in the exact same spot with our district center. We're going to go ahead and allocate our stuff a little bit more intelligently here, starting by having our lumberjack flags in a more advantageous position to get all of the trees on the island, or the area over here. We'll start with 2 right there. Get those figured out. We'll just come right out of here. Get this all done and dusted here. We'll place an inventor right at the start. And actually probably place 2 at the start. And then we have to go in here, of course, to cut trees. Mark tree cutting area to be here, and then also here. And that will mark that as soon as these are done. Go ahead and let them get to work building those lumberjack flags. We'll speed through the tutorial, and we will get right on to work here. And of course, you know, next step is water pumps. And we're going to try something a little bit different here. We're going to, well, we can't go across here quite yet, but we can go over here and drain out of the lake. So we'll start one there. We'll connect it with a path. Well, I thought we were going to connect it with a path, except we have these trees in the way. So, you know how this goes. We make our little fun mistakes, happy accidents, whatever you want to call them. And we'll just live with it. But we also have to go ahead and get a gatherer flag built up, because we've got berries over here. We'll go ahead and put that right there. Go ahead and get 2 of those. Link those up as well. That'll give a lot more of our beavers stuff to do. Oh, we also have to connect these by paths. So yeah, good times here in our little town, making all sorts of stupid mistakes. But that's how you learn. Hopefully they will get these cleared out sooner rather than later. In fact, just because they're going to be thirsty, we're going to have to build one here. Get this thing built as quickly as possible. And then we can tear this one down and put another one over here. That'll be completely fine. Now, of course, we'll have to connect it by path. And all of our thirsty little beavers can go get water. And then we can have 24-hour days at the beginning because, you know, everybody needs to be able to get some water. Go ahead and pause that. That should... yeah, now we have somebody actually dedicated to water pumps. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and put in water tanks. Starting... yeah, we could put a couple right here. Oh, one died of thirst. Good. As soon as they grew up. Great start. Okay, now, of course, You know the drill. We have storage for all sorts of different stuff, but starting first off with a log pile. We'll just start right here, connect that like so. And then a small warehouse as well. Try to find a nice place to put all this stuff. Try to keep out of the fertile ground as much as we can. Just have to build this small warehouse to get that completely finished. This isn't connected by paths? Okay, well it is now. Now it's connected. We still have one unemployed beaver. Well, it'll take some time to get that all taken care of, get all these trees grown and all that good stuff. At any rate, we'll get there soon enough. They just have to get these trees. That'll be a long-term project. But that's all taken care of. Now we have the end of the tutorial. We are gathering science points. We're gathering berries for food. Now, we need to, before we get too far, put in a farmhouse. So we'll put in one right there to start. We'll go ahead and plant carrots at first. Just plant those. Actually, we won't plant this right here. We'll plant them on this side of this, because we're running very low on food. They'll get this taken care of as soon as they have 25 logs. We actually have 25 stored up. They just have to, you know, actually take care of that. So we'll get those all figured out. We've got 2 beavers working on this right here. And we still have 1 unemployed, but as soon as we build this farmhouse, they're going to be working there. We do need to keep watch on the trees over here, as we're going to be building. Through here, we can't build stairs yet. So we have to unlock them with science points. I guess we could unlock stairs. You know what? Let's unlock stairs, because that's going to be a whole lot easier to get all this stuff done by just, you know, actually doing this the correct way instead of waiting. Like I said, I believe in transparency, and if I'm going to make a stupid mistake, you're going to see it. Because that's authentic to the gameplay experience. So we'll just come over here, get rid of these extra paths. Fortunately, it doesn't cost us anything to build. And as soon as these stairs are done right here, we'll get rid of these too. As soon as they finish those stairs, we will go over this little hill. Wish I could click and drag this. I probably can, and I'm just not paying attention. I'm sure someone will let me know if that is the case. So we have farmhouse. It's employed 2 beavers. We have carrots that are growing. We'll probably need more carrots. So in the interest of actually being able to feed our beavers, we'll go ahead and plant some more. We don't have enough to warrant having a second set of farmhouses and stuff at this exact moment. Our population won't grow anymore until we build lodging anyway. So I think for our first drought cycle, we probably don't want to build any lodging. We want to make sure we have as much stuff figured out as we can before that takes place. So that being said, we'll go ahead and put in not a large water tank because we don't have enough science for it yet. We can go ahead and build a couple more small ones, and that should take care of our beavers through the end of things here. And we are going to have to get off of the 24-hour work cycle at some point, because they are going to be exhausted and want to sleep. And we can go ahead and do that now. We'll give them 4 hours off every day. We're going to need to get some more people before we do too much more. Having 2 inventors working at once is helping us a lot, and we didn't really have that going for us last time. So one thing we are going to want to go ahead and do sooner rather than later is do a forester. We have enough science to unlock that, of course. And now we can take our tree growth area. It's probably going to be this side. So this is actually a pretty good spot for it right here. Go ahead and build that. Of course, we don't have any planks, so we have to have a lumber mill, which takes 50 horsepower. And of course, to make horsepower, we have to have either a power wheel where a beaver runs or a water wheel. And I have learned as of late that you can actually stack water wheels. You just have to have a path going out to them. So what we'll go ahead and do is have our path come out here. And then go back to power. Get a water wheel. Now we can have one here. We'll end up moving it later because this is all fertile ground. Go ahead and have one right there, and then we will connect directly to that. And have our lumber mill. See if I can fit 2 of these. Not quite. Yeah, well, just for now, we'll put one here, put our pathway there, and then come over here with our power stuff. We can actually zoom in if we feel like it. Don't have to be blind all the time. And they'll get to work taking care of this. We just had a beaver die of old age, so time is kind of on the essence here to get these taken care of. Just got to make sure they are able to get all of this done. We do have mostly full water, plenty to sustain 9 beavers. Of course, they take 3 water per day, and we have a total, if these are full, of 120. Divide that by 3, and we have 40, which would sustain for several days of drought. 9 beavers at least. I think the first drought is usually 5 or 6 days. We will be adding more. Just want to make sure we get this taken care of first. It just, takes time when you only have so many beavers working. Got 5 berries here. We have no berries to harvest. Waiting on the carrots to grow. So we actually might be... oh no, there's 50 berries in the small warehouse. We should be okay. They're just thirsty beavers right now. And hungry, I guess. They can get food out of the warehouse. We just need them to get this water wheel done. We don't have any unemployed beavers, so I can't really hire anyone else to work in the district center. Thank God we still have that guy pumping, right? They are harvesting the carrots, so that is going just fine. And again, we will be moving this at some point. I just want to have something within range that we can take advantage of for the first cycle. I just have a few more logs, and then this should be done. And of course, this won't work during the drought, but we still got a few days at least before that becomes a problem. And we do have plenty of logs stored up for this. We just need to make sure... Actually, we can turn off the gather flag. Oh, want to pause that. Turn off the other gather flag and then hire another builder, because we don't have anything to gather at this exact point in time. Let's see, what else can we do here as far as wood? Gears are going to be a problem. It's going to take a very long time. That's kind of where we got stuck and focused our attention on last episode, which is where the whole, beavers dying thing became a problem for us. Let's see, I guess we should probably go ahead and build a lodge and get a little bit of beaver on beaver action going here. Of course, no one's going to be able to work in the lumber mill if there's no lumber to mill. So, just standard stuff. Just need these last few power shafts to get constructed. Yes, I agree. Exactly what you said. So if we can get this going, then we'll be in good shape. Just need to get somebody in here to work this lumber mill, get this last thing built, and we'll be in business. Alright, so come on down here. There we go. Somebody come work here in... No, I don't want to click on you. Alright, good. Now we get somebody working in the lumber mill. They can bring logs in, make planks, all that good stuff. And we have some food stored up. We have 45 carrots and 55 in here. So we're in pretty good shape food-wise for the drought. I think we don't really have too much to worry about. We just want to make sure we get some planks done here. Operating at 100% efficiency is always good. So while we have the opportunity here, let's go ahead and research the large water tank. And yes, I know it requires gears, but we'll go ahead and get that out of the way so we don't have to worry about that later. And we have plenty of science points that we can invest in other things as well. So this grist mill, of course, is going to require gears. So that's going to be quite a ways off. We're not going to invest science points in that just because, one, we don't have 180, and there's some other stuff we can get to first. We also have this irrigation tower, which we probably don't need. Also because it requires planks. We don't need for this first cycle because we already know the crops are all going to die anyway. We can replant them, that's no problem. And we're going to have enough food stored up to last our 9 beavers through the first drought. No problem regardless. But at any rate, we have these stairs done. So let's go ahead and take our pathways here, connect those up, and just connect this all over here. And then we'll come over here, put in another thing, and then we can have this water pump over here that I have done a beautiful job of building the path to the wrong part of. But that's fine because we're going to put another water pump over here anyway, eventually, when we get to that point of needing it. So, you know, all things considered, for how we started the episode figuring out that I was actually a complete moron and killed all my beavers, this is, you know, not too bad. We're getting somewhere. Not a great somewhere, but we're getting somewhere. So I think now is probably the time to start on housing, because we have a drought in 3 days. We want to make sure we have enough beavers here. So each of these will hold 3 beavers. If we build 4 lodges, then that will have enough for us to take care of our existing population plus 3 more. And our beavers will be pretty busy for the rest of the non-drought season getting this taken care of. Well, the beaver who's working in the district center because everyone else is indisposed. Now, how many planks have we made? We've not made any? Really? Because they don't have enough logs? Is that what it is? Well, that's not ideal. That doesn't seem right. Is it because we don't have enough trees? I know this is in range. They're just kind of slow, I guess. Okay, well that is quite annoying here. So we're gonna have to have planks. Why does it say 0 out of 20? Oh, because they're building the forester. That's right. Okay. So I suppose that makes sense as to why we weren't having any planks. Yeah, again, sometimes I'm just really stupid. You're going to have to bear with me here. But look at all these carrots we've got. We've got plenty of carrots, so I'm not worried at all about food or water for the drought, so long as we are able to keep things ready to go. But just to be safe, go ahead and add 3 more water tanks. We'll put those high priority as the drought is coming. I want to make sure these get filled up. Of course, these carrots are definitely going to die. But I didn't want to commit to having an irrigation tower and taking up all of our planks because the forester is more important. Of course, it being a drought, we don't want to plant any more trees until the drought is over because they will probably die. Depending on how long the first drought is. I think it's only a couple days. It's not too long. And once the drought starts, we will still have water for a little bit, but because we don't have a dam up here, we don't have the ability to completely stop it. So we're going to be at the mercy of this getting filled up. Again, 9 beavers. I'm not worried about running out of water when we have 40 stored, 40-ish stored, and it's going to keep going up until the drought takes all the water away, which will probably be less than half a day after it starts. But if we can get at least a little bit of this ready to go, we should be in good shape. Of course, these carrots will all die pretty quickly because they take 4 days to grow. We got 0.3 days until the drought happens, and then they will dry out within, I think, 0.8 or 0.9 days. So it might look like these are pretty close to being harvested, but it's not happening. Even if they did grow, we wouldn't have enough time for the farmhouse beavers to actually harvest those and get rid of all that. Because here comes the drought. Within probably about 10 seconds, we're going to see this water recede. Just going to try and get all of this pumped as much as we can. Because, yeah, here it comes. And no more water. Which means no more lumber mill. Which means no more working there. Yeah, see, like right here. In 1.7 days, it'll dry out and die. That's not going to be enough, I don't think, to fully grow and fully harvest. But we do have... We have plenty of water for the beavers because we're not irrigating anything. And even if we do run out of water, they won't die of thirst for another couple of days afterward. So what we can go ahead and do is focus on building up these lodges, which they will do. Go ahead and hire all of these as... Here, go ahead and pause the pump so this guy can work as a builder. Well, when they're done sleeping at least. Yeah, we're doing fine. Although I wonder why there's not more working as... Oh, okay, we can turn that off. We should have more than one beaver working here. Really, I don't know quite understand why it's not. Oh, turn that guy off. Okay, now we have multiple people doing this, but we do have science points. So while we're sitting here, let's go ahead and unlock platforms. We don't need a large warehouse yet. We also can't afford it. Builder's hut we're going to need at some point pretty soon. We could unlock double and triple lodges, but I think at this point there's probably more pressing worries we've got. Gear workshop we will get to in due time. Metal, we're not close enough to these metal ruins to scavenge yet. Power-wise, high power shaft is going to be useful. We'll go ahead and unlock that. Oh, we've got five well-being. High score, well, that's for this game, obviously. Let's see, windmill and large windmill. We don't have enough to unlock either, so we're not worried about that. As far as leisure goes, we can build campfire and rooftop terrace for free. So we're going to go ahead, build right here a campfire, because that will improve our beavers' quality of life. We can also consider a rooftop terrace once we start building up. Now, if I've lined these up correctly, you know, we had another beaver die of old age. If I've lined these up correctly, the entrance to this lodge should... Yes. So, you know, sometimes I am smart, okay? It's not always a doom and gloom and me being an idiot, all right? Gotta give me some credit here. We have 1.3 days left in the drought. We have plenty of water for the beavers we've got. We have ample lodging, so if they desire to make more beavers, they can. And we are in the process of being set up nicely to have proper water supply coming out of the drought. So we'll go ahead and put this pump here. It's not going to let me put one here, huh? Why not? Well, we'll go ahead and put this in. And since we unlocked the large water tank, but we need planks and gears, we won't worry about that quite yet. But we are going to start putting large tanks out, because we're going to have a pretty large beaver population explosion coming out of here. So of course, all these carrots have died, but we have 53 still in stock at the warehouse, and that is going to be enough for the next little part of the drought. We'll just have to make sure that coming into the drought, we remember to turn the pumps back on and turn the lumber mill back on as well. While these trees are all dead, let's go ahead, pause the game so I don't make any stupid mistakes. We can go ahead and... We can't demolish leftover pine? Okay, well, chalk that up to my ignorance. We can put another lumber mill here, which of course will mean we demolish this, and this, and this, and this, and we're going to rebuild with more advantageous stuff here. So we have the high power shaft. It's going to transfer here. Go ahead and put in a platform here, here, here. Then we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. And we'll get rid of that. Yes, I know we're just wasting wood, but good thing wood is a renewable resource in this game. We'll go ahead and turn that back on, even though we're still paused. So the name of the game here is going to be connecting all of this stuff. And that will easily be accomplished by doing that. Then coming down here with another high power shaft, rotating appropriately. And then we put our transfer thing here. Rotate. And now this little thing right here should be all good to go. And this 180 horsepower it's going to be generating will be more than enough to power 2 of these. In fact, it would power 3. We're not going to build 3 over here. Not yet. We're going to try and do most of our industrial stuff in this area that's not going to be fertilized by the water here. So we'll go ahead and unpause. So our beavers are going to want to get right to work as soon as this water comes back. That should give them enough time to get all this taken care of. We'll do lowest construction priority for this. Turn this on. Turn this on. The water will be coming back very soon. We can leave this paused until the water is back and all of these are fully established. Okay, and we can go ahead and turn our gather flags back on because we are going to have blueberries as soon as the water comes back. They will be able to be harvested. And we still have some water, so we actually did really good. We did better than I thought we would with regard to surviving stuff. But here comes the life back to our arable farmland here. And again, we're going to leave this paused until this infrastructure is fixed. Now we're going to run into the issue of not having enough unemployed beavers. So we'll go ahead and put that down to 1 so we can get somebody in this forester. We can actually keep this paused. Trying to force somebody into working here. We do only have 8 adults, but those children will grow up pretty quickly. Go ahead and try to coax someone into working this. We have 22 logs down. Go ahead and turn off one of these. Got to get somebody in this forester working here. Oh, I didn't even think about that. We can also go ahead and tell them to actually, plant trees. So it takes 9 days to grow. So we'll go ahead and get that taken care of here. And actually, get them working here. For the time being, we'll pause that. We'll pause one of these gatherers. There we go. Now this guy's coming over here. And he's got quite a bit of work to do. We still don't have any unemployed beavers. We're going to have to wait for some of these children to grow up, which should happen not in a super long time. But it doesn't really matter because we have these 2 jobs here that we can't do anything with anyway because we haven't built all of our power shafts. We do have enough wood. We just have to have people to actually, do the work, which takes time. Planting the trees right now is more important. So while these guys are taken care of, we are going to go ahead and get rid of that stump, which I can't do, I guess. So go ahead and if I can remember which buttons to actually push might be smart. I know potatoes are a better early mid-game food source, but carrots grow faster. We can get more of them actually, done here. And what's most important right now is having food stored up. Because we're going to be having 12 adult beavers pretty soon. And really we should be having more because we're going to need more people to work. But in order to take advantage of that, we have to have more capacity with infrastructure. So you know how it goes. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, but what we're going to go ahead and do is put in more of these. And yes, I'm doubling the capacity at once, but I'm confident we have the infrastructure in place to actually support that many beavers. So I'm not worried about it. Go ahead and prep this for some stairs. And put in said stairs. Then this path will go here. And then it will go across. Actually, no. We'll come back to this later after that's all said and done. Because we should have at least another 9 or 10 days of, you know, not drought season. So I'm not super worried about it. I just wish these would get built sooner rather than later. Because we got some stuff to do and we're going to need planks. So now we have unemployed beavers. We can go ahead and hire some more workers. And that should substantially increase the speed of our construction here. Looks like our crops are growing in quite nicely. We are going to build another farmhouse somewhat soon. Make sure we monitor our storage stuff. We are going to organize warehouses and stuff. Probably not this cycle because we're not going to need this space. But everything seems to be going pretty well. We just need these to get done. You know what? I'm so dumb. I'm really dumb. Because you need planks and gears to make the high power shaft. So, you know what? You can go ahead. Go roast me in the comments. I did a dumb. I did a dumb. I did a very dumb. Justifiably roastable moment. Not having the correct stuff to actually, you know, do this and then getting mad when I couldn't figure out why it wasn't happening. Just goes to show you, nobody's perfect. Especially not me. Especially not me. You know, I'd love to say I can't believe it, but honestly, I can. I can absolutely believe it. It's just one of those dumb late night brain things. Now, if they would come build these, that would be fantastic. So they are out of logs, which is, you know, super convenient. Super convenient. How far does this go? It does not go far enough. Okay, so what we're going to do, because we can, we'll put a lumber flag right here, get a path built out there, and then we'll designate another area for cutting trees. If I can click on the right things this time. And that ought to, you know, actually get something accomplished here. So you can go work here. This game is all population management early game. So we'll let them take care of that. Once these trees grow in a couple days, we'll be able to take advantage of that. We don't need 2 people employed at water pumps. We don't have enough for that. So that fixes a lot of that problem. Go ahead and take care of that. We'll do one more lumberjack flag. That should take care of all of our unemployed beavers. So this guy is chomping at the bit, ready to go with the lumber mill. Just needs a couple more things built here, and they'll be good to go. The good news is food supply is looking pretty good. Don't have too much to complain about there. We're in pretty good shape going into the halfway point of this next cycle. I'm going to hold off on building water tanks until the very end, because we need to get these planks done. Try to focus on that. We also don't have any unemployed people right now. So, yeah, they're building all this stuff. We've got campfire. We've got one inventor going. We have accrued 300 science points, though. So let's take a look at what we might want to unlock here. We already have most of this. Windmills do have some value, but we probably shouldn't use them at this exact point in time. We don't have too much going on except these lumber mills that we can't even really adequately use because we don't have enough planks. So what else? I don't think we're going to have enough time really to do too much more with farming. So we do have a decent amount of food. Again, each adult beaver requires 3 food and 3 water per day. So right now we have, I don't know, 100 and math, 120-ish, 125-ish food, which right now would feed. Again, more math. Look, I took music major math 11 years ago. Don't make me do math. It should be enough, though. For 15 beavers, at least. By the time that we are closer to the drought, we will have more food stored up. We will be in good shape, because they can't go a couple days without eating before they die. They're just waiting on logs at this point. So really what we probably should be doing is building more lumberjack flags here. Getting every available beaver, since we don't have any more building projects. Go ahead and take that down to 1. So we have 3 beavers working over here now. Because we need this lumber mill to make planks. We really need planks. We just have 1 in storage. We've got to amass a pretty good amount of that. They're busy working over here. Okay, yeah, so now we have another employable adult. We have 4 working here at this little lumberjack camp. So, go ahead and add 1 more here. We're in day 10 of cycle 2, so we are going to add some more water tanks. Just for the sake of having them, we're going to put them there. They won't stay there. Actually, let's just go ahead and build this all the way out. As we upgrade, we will be phasing out these smaller ones. And we're going to be migrating most of the water stuff down here into the lake. We will be building a dam over here. We are able to get over there, but at this exact moment, we don't really need to worry about that. We can, however, think about unlocking stuff like the large warehouse, since we have 250 science points we haven't spent. We can also unlock levees, floodgates, double floodgates, but not triple floodgates. That requires 500. Explosives factories. We won't be able to get there for a little while. And then dynamite, of course, which we'll use to dig trenches down here and do a little bit of terraforming, but that is well into the future. It's going to be a while before we get to that. We can go ahead and lower the priority of building of these, because I think we're going to be fine on water. Do want to make sure this is adequately supplied. We have some logs working here. We don't have any unemployed beavers, which I guess is good. But you know, all things considered, for a restart, we are looking pretty okay. Could be a little better, but definitely could be a lot worse. We haven't planted any potatoes yet, so we don't need to worry about a grill, but that will be on the docket for probably the next episode when we get to do a little bit more here. Right now our focus is on making sure we are adequately supplied for the drought that's coming. So let's go ahead, unlock the large warehouse, and go ahead and build one of those large warehouses. We'll put this right here so we can have a path next to it. Put that at highest priority. Of course, we won't get it because it requires 80 planks, but you know, ignore that. We'll just leave that there for later. we'll just let that sit there for a little bit. I really should look at things a little bit more intently before I plunk them down. And we also cannot build an irrigation tower because we don't have enough planks for it. Again, this is really cramping our style, not having the ability to fully generate all these planks. You know, it just takes time. It just takes time. I'll go ahead and upgrade these tanks at least to get these taken care of here. We can, though, since we have the eligible beavers, we can turn on another water pump to make sure these are all fully stocked. And we have 19 beavers, so times 3 is 60 units per day. We'll have plenty of water. The food will be questionable, but it's not going to be the end of the world. We do have 49 carrots here. We've got 81 here. We've got berries. They won't starve to death unless it's a drought that's longer than, you know, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. Won't really have to worry about it. But the main thing is making sure that we don't do anything else stupid, because we've definitely done quite enough of that. And these carrots will last a pretty decent while. Could possibly be long enough to be harvested, some of these. Like these that are in the 60%, 70%, 80% range. Those will be fine. We will definitely get those for sure. We do still have one unemployed, so we'll go ahead just for the last little bit. We'll get this water stuck in here because they have the ability to do that. Water is going to go away. We could have built a dam, I guess. Or I look too dumb. Yeah, we could have built a dam. But at this point, it is too late. We will put that in the queue for the next one. For the time being, we are still making some planks. We don't have a ton, but we have some. Got 0.2 days, so it looks like sunrise will be the start of the drought. And we will see if we have the ability to survive. I'm not super worried. We also have these berries that can be gathered. As soon as the drought comes, of course, we'll have to turn off the water pumps. And we'll see what happens with that. Go ahead and pause this, over here and pause these. And now we have all these unemployed beavers. We can start gathering. See, carrots are going to die out in 1.9 days. That's going to be enough time to finish growing. Unless it can't grow because it's dry. In which case, I'm a moron. But, you know, we've come to expect about as much. This drought is only 3.4 days, which by this math should be pretty close. Beavers should not be dying of thirst or starvation based on what we've got here. So now we can think about setting ourselves up for the future here. We are going to eventually put a dam down here, but that is going to be super far away, and we haven't got quite down that far just yet. But we can go ahead and plan out exactly where we're going to put this second one. Probably going to have to be right here. So we will get that done. If they can even actually build there. We'll find out. I don't think it'll be too much of an issue because we can just put paths on top of the first section and get that taken care of. 2.4 days left in the drought. We should still be on track for good stuff here. We just don't have a whole lot of logs. We can unpause these two and get them harvesting these again. Get them something to do. Yeah, so I'm definitely dumb. These will die because they can't continue growing if they're dried out. Well, you live and you learn, or if you're me, you might just live and not learn sometimes. But we are still making some progress here. Now they can take care of the rest of this dam, and that should help us quite a bit going into the next drought. Then as we continue growing the town, we can come out here and eventually put another dam over there, or possibly even a levee to completely close it off. Yes, we definitely will be cutting it close with food. We're going to be out by the time that stuff comes back around, but these blueberries will probably grow back pretty quickly, and we should be in decent shape. We do still have 62 berries here, which is enough to feed for one day, and that's how much of a drought we have left. Dried out and died. Yes, I know. I know. Water supply is still looking adequate. Now it's just a waiting game. We have 77 logs stored up. So we're in pretty decent shape. We just have to, get around to finishing the dam and making sure we have everything else ready to go. Looks like we're going to be right down to the wire with our food supply here. It should be hit 0 just about the same time that the water comes back. Yeah, and it's down to nothing, 0.1 days, so yeah. Obviously you still want to have food, but could definitely have been a lot worse. End of the drought, the beavers will start getting hungry in a little bit of time. And the water should be coming back in no time at all. Yep, and here it starts coming around right here. So we should be regrowing berries pretty soon. Anytime now. And there's already some ready for harvest. So our gatherers can get right to work. We'll turn the water pump back on immediately. Turn the lumber mill back on immediately. Really get all these going here. And the berry gatherers are gathering berries, as could logically be expected. And while we're here, we should be putting in some more of these, or at least one more up here. Build a path to it. So yeah, not looking too shabby here at all. It is going to be a little tight getting these last little bits of food before the next carrot harvest in here. But we now have at least one beaver working up here. Now that we have that going, we can go ahead and add a second one up here. Take care of that. Close down this one here, because we're not going to need anything down here for a little bit of time. Yeah. Could definitely be worse. Could definitely be worse. Now we just need some haulers. So why don't we go ahead and place in a hauling post, because I know we have 6 planks. So it is going to take a little bit of time, but we do need hauling posts to let people actually, haul stuff around between production and storage areas. Oh, beavers are dying of hunger. Well, they shouldn't be because we have food. Ever so slightly smaller amounts of food, but we do have food. You know, it's the little things like that, right? Yeah, see, we're doing fine. We just have to get this going here. Yes, I know, unable to get required materials. Life is so hard. You'll get your logs. As soon as we have this hauling post done, then you'll get help. And as soon as we have enough planks and gears, see, there we go. Just like that, it's magic. Go ahead and turn off these lumberjack flags over here, because we don't have any trees over here. And now we have 4 haulers. They can supply our lumber mill, which means it can operate at, hopefully, higher than 27% productivity. That will be a massive asset to us going forward. The dam being complete will also be a massive asset. So now I think that we have a slightly larger population. We can come back in here with some more farmhouses. Let's start with another 2. Get those pathed up. So we have logs to build. We're going to need the extra manpower, beaver power, rather, I guess. And we can also be planting some potatoes. They take 6 days to grow. We'll go ahead and allocate this area for that. Get those planted up. And we will also need to make a grill. It takes 25 logs to build. Put that grill right there. That will give beavers something to do. See, this is much faster now that we have all these planks. And we need to make gears before we have high power shafts, of course. Though I do think it's kind of funny that you don't need gears to make these, which are very obviously using gears. Maybe I'm just being pedantic, but looks like we're doing just fine. We'll put that down to 2 so we can have some workers in the farmhouses. I have to remember exactly what I have paused and unpaused here. Yep, looking okay. Now, ideally, we'll be able to have this large warehouse complete before the next drought, because that's going to be huge for food storage. It's just a waiting game at this point. We do have 4 beavers, 3 technically, working full-time on farming. So now that we have all of this, most of these are full, we can go ahead and turn off these auxiliary water pumps. That also will save them time not having to go all the way down there. And then they can focus on doing stuff like farming, which we so desperately need. So we're already looking better. Look at all that food storage. Now we're just waiting on planks here. We just need logs. Just takes time to get stuff. Just takes time. Now we can plant some more trees here. It's probably going to take a while for them to actually, plant all that. But that will give us something to harvest later on. Yeah, so we're already looking so much better for food. We have 256 stored up. And we have planks in progress. Just need 21 more for the large warehouse to be complete. Now we just need beavers to actually, chop wood. Do that thing beavers like to do. Why is this last bit of the dam not done? Did I just not put it there? No, it's waiting. Waiting on... Oh, it's too far from builders. So I'll tell you what we can... I can't get rid of that while it's growing? Really? Well, that's annoying. But I guess we have a partial dam until I can get in here to get these trees taken care of. Again, I'm not always smart. It's very, very often I will make inexplicably dumb mistakes. Well, that's life. That's just the way things go. Fortunately, we have substantially more food stored up this time. And we are making planks, however slowly that may be. We just have 5 left where this large warehouse is done. We have fully staffed farms. We should be able to get at least one more harvest of potatoes, hopefully, or carrots, before the next drought. Looking good here. Potatoes should also be able to be harvested. We'll have at least a little bit more food, and that will also help our population well-being, getting that nutrition too. And we still have some science points we can spend. Okay, so this is done. Good. That was pretty important that that gets done. So what else can we unlock? Not going to be too worried about levees quite yet. Builders' huts. I guess we could, where's planks though? I guess we could build one of these. Put it somewhere in this vicinity to try to get this dam finished. Well, we're gonna need these eventually anyway. So if you look at the outline that it lets you do here, still not gonna get, we have to have, it has to be over here. I don't have anywhere to put this. I really don't. Not to get this last section built here. I can't build it in the water. Alright, so we're gonna have to figure something out here. If I can build a platform in the water here, or a foundation for buildings, actually, that would be kind of smart, wouldn't it? That would be kind of smart. Kind of. Now, I guess I have to build platforms on top of platforms to make it work like that. If I come out here, I don't want to do that because it's got planks. Well, we'll figure it out. This will be better than nothing at the start of the drought. So we will, we'll see what's up. We do, however, need to get more people working on the whole water storage thing. Grill is operating. We do have potatoes. We are in progress on a lot of helpful stuff. It just takes time. We should be having a drought relatively soon. Go ahead and unpause this other water pump, get these tanks as full as we can. Make sure we are in as best of a position as possible with regard to food and water. Food, we should be pretty well off here. Assuming droughts are not too long, we are continually storing more food. We have a A lot of potatoes that are going to be stored, grilled potatoes made as well. And these carrots are going to be harvested pretty soon. That will help us out quite a bit. Now, in terms of unlocking more stuff with science, hey, there's well-being 6. That's probably from the potatoes, yeah. We've got the grist mill. Again, we don't have any gears yet, so we can't really do too much with that. We are going to need to make a gear workshop and make gears, but we don't have the resources quite yet to make that happen. Again, metal we're not able to do too much with. Can do a windmill. Could possibly be of some value here. It does take 20 planks, but we have the ability to get that taken care of here. So we'll go ahead and put that here. Then we'll go ahead, once all that's built, we'll place this with a T intersection. I wish we could kind of upgrade this, but it makes sense why you can't. We still have unemployed beavers. Well, we can hire more for building. Get this done a little bit faster. Of course, we're still waiting on planks because, of course we are, but we have most of them. So we are still doing okay. But even though wind power is pretty unreliable, it still is better than not having any for an entire drought because the water wheel is not operable. See, look at all this food we've got. We're doing good in food. And the extra farms definitely helped. So we got 3 days before the drought. If we have all these water tanks filled up, it should be enough. We'll just have to make sure that we're getting maximum output out of our water pumps. Again, it's 3 units of water, 3 units of food per day per adult beaver. So that's going to be 72 units per day. And as long as it's under 5 days or thereabouts, we should be in pretty good shape. I think the second one should be about 5. Maybe 4, maybe 6. We'll find out. All we can do now is wait. Let's hope they can get a little bit more of a harvest in. These potatoes are definitely not going to make it. Planting carrots is also not going to happen. We'll go ahead and turn on gathering once again. And get those taken care of. Okay, so we now have right here, we can go ahead and get this replaced. And pop this in like so. And they should be doing that basically instantaneously. Now they have 2 sources. And we're not going to be able to have this until we have our high power shafts and our gears and everything. But that's going to have to wait. You know, if I was smart, I would have just gone ahead and pre-built a gear workshop. So we're going to go ahead and unlock that. And we're going to have to get kind of crafty here. I think I can get away with this. I wonder why. Yeah, I can get away with that. I can put the path like so. Then, as soon as this building is built, I can replace this with another T coupling and have that power the gear workshop as well. It's just going to take some time. We have 700 food stored up. We have almost 400 water. We're in pretty good shape. We're going to be about as good as we can going into the drought. Again, not too much we can do about it. It's only so much. Once we have some more planks saved up. We do have 33 planks, so I think we're doing okay. So let's go ahead and get rid of that power shaft turn. Pause the game. We don't lose any more time. Go ahead and do a T intersection. Make sure that's lined up correctly. Looks like it is. Put that on highest priority. Get that going. Then our windmill, because here comes the drought, of course. Our windmill can make that happen. Oh. Well. We'll get rid of those two things. We'll connect by path because I can't believe we hadn't done that already. Now, as soon as the drought comes, which is going to be very soon. Except we have this this dam here, so maybe not. I don't exactly know why the lake hasn't drained yet either. But that is a welcome addition here. So since we don't have too much rather, going on here, go ahead and decrease our workers, get someone in here making some gears. Ah, there it goes. Alright, so go ahead and pause those. Pause this, pause this. Now we have some extra beavers. So what we can go ahead and do is, well, we'll just leave that at 2, actually. Now, we can do some building. So we have some logs. This will continue to operate at a limited function here, because we do have the one windmill. We have these logs that can get chopped. We have no planting happening over here because we don't have a forester. But we're in pretty good shape otherwise. We've fixed most of our problems from the last thing here. If you feel like being nice, we can improve our beavers' social lives. A rooftop terrace. Sounds like a pretty splendid idea. But we don't really have too many places to pop one of those in at this exact moment. Campfire helps a little bit. But going into the next season, which will be next episode, by the way, I just wanted to get 3 cycles in on this restart because it is a restart. But we're going to be putting in a lot more industrialization stuff. And I know this is down here is not ideal. This needs to be crops, but we had to get something going. And we're going to try and industrialize a little bit more in this central area. Just have to get some gears made so we can do these high power transfer things here. So we have 1 gear in here. We have none in here. So we're doing okay. Just comes down to actually having wood, which we do. Just takes time. This all is about taking time. But we could go ahead while we're here. Could put in a forester up here. So let's go ahead and do that since we have, theoretically, we have the resources to do that. Then once the drought is over, which it appears it is, this whole area can turn into a planting land, which it already is. But that is the end of the drought, folks. Here comes the water back. And we had beavers die of old age, but they didn't starve to death, and that's what matters. So we're going to be in a pretty good spot pretty soon to actually have a sustainable population growth. But I've gone on long enough. This video's over an hour long now. I hope you've enjoyed this kind of retry at Timberborn. This is 3 full cycles, beginning of cycle 4 since our restart. And I think we've learned quite a lot. So hopefully you've enjoyed. I know I have. It's fun playing this game. I've talked to one of our viewers offline who's on cycle 25 or 26 and talking about all the different stuff the game has to offer. Lots of fun. Lots of fun stuff. But yeah, this is beginning of Cycle 4. That's where we're going to leave it. As always, I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/jcthebeard, playing Ostriv and some other games as well, hoping to also start live streaming some on YouTube coming up as soon as the YouTube partner stuff is fully enabled. Not all of it's working quite yet. It takes a couple days to get stuff like the community tab and the financial stuff fully figured out. But once that happens, I'm going to start streaming some of the city building content on YouTube so you guys can see it. And it will also be archived here for your perusal. And still stream some on Twitch, but focus Twitch probably more on different other type of games, like RPGs and first-person shooters like Halo and all that good stuff. But anyway, thank you so much for watching these videos and being here to the end of this one. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll be back to more Ostriv uploads tomorrow, probably doing an alternating upload with 4 uploads of Ostriv, 3 uploads of Timberborn per week until I can't do daily uploads anymore. But yeah, I really can't thank you guys enough for all the fantastic support and all that good stuff you've been doing here on the channel. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.